What are some brutally honest dating advice for men? When you're out there in the dating pool, remember that genuine interest is your best wingman. Ask questions about her life and listen to the answers, not just as a stepping stone to your next monologue, but to actually understand who she is. Man, this is huge. I'm 50 plus, and even at my age, I can't even tell you how many dates and chats I've had where I feel like I'm the only one asking questions. Like they don't even care to get to know me. I'm just another earpiece for stories about themselves. If there are multiple answers given with no questions or follow-ups, I stop. It's a waste of time, and it's boring and frustrating. I had one very wonderful woman I dated for a while call me out on asking so many questions and follow-ups on our first date, and not talking much about myself. Only person who has ever said anything. Most women will happily talk 90% plus of the time and think you're wonderful because of it. I think almost everyone is content to just keep talking about themselves. I'm terribly awkward in conversation and used to get anxiety in social situations. It got a lot easier when I realized I can just ask questions and they'll do all the talking. It's one of those things where if they don't like you, they'll just say you should be doing the opposite of whatever you are doing. Like that Office meme where saying hi if you're ugly is harassment, and saying hi if you're handsome is polite flirting. Get a golden retriever, be in shape, you will never be ugly again no matter what your face looks like. I'm a chatterbox and can generally do the bulk of the talking on dates, especially because I attract quieter men for some reason. I'll usually make a self-deprecating joke and apologize, and they're like, "No, don't be sorry, I prefer listening to talking," which is sweet. But even though I talk a lot, I definitely take note of when the guy isn't giving me much back. I know some men who aren't super talkative, but when they do share stuff, it's thoughtful and meaningful. I also know some men who are extremely private and want to see how little they can get away with actually sharing, which just feels weird and secretive. The point of a relationship is intimacy, which means way more than just sex. True connection is about sharing. You have no idea how relieving it is for quiet guys to not feel obligated to talk much on dates. All my partners have been the chatterbox in the relationship, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Lol. My favorite is when the date doesn't just not ask questions, but won't even let you ever say anything. Like literally 3 seconds into you talking, they're interrupting you with something completely unrelated. Ah, yay, that's because they're not actually people. They're NPCs. Don't take it personally, they're just a computer program. True. As a girl, I never asked boys questions about their life. I had friends I knew for years and didn't know their last names or even if they had siblings. Kinda crazy, but I realized it's because I never valued those things, so I wouldn't ask about them. I also didn't want them to ask me personal questions that made me uncomfortable and possibly even upset, sad. I only cared about the moment, if they could make me laugh, if I felt comfortable around them, and if we could have fun together. That's what I needed, though. It's not like I didn't care about them. I listened well if they were willing to share. I just didn't have much to say about it. Yes, I resonate with this too. I think it's more important to know about them as a person in that moment, rather than 20 questions about their family, job, pets, etc. If things are going to progress past the first few dates, then these things will organically come up, and the relationship will unfold in such a way that 20 questions isn't necessary. In my experience, if she is always busy and kind of hard to get a hold of except occasionally, then you probably aren't the one she is focused on, and she isn't giving you the whole story. That's my rule for friends. If I ask to hang out in 2 or 3 separate instances and each time they only respond with "can't busy," as opposed to "can't busy," but how about X day instead? Then I assume they don't like me enough. If they really do want to hang out with you, they'll come up with an alternative to make it happen. If they say they're busy and leave it at that, they're either lying or are telling the truth, but don't feel like hanging out at different time either. I give 1 or 2 freebies, just in case they're just depressed or something, and are feeling introverted towards everyone in that time period. I'm the same way. I'm not chasing anyone to be my friend. I host poker nights, and if people consistently turn down my invites, they stop getting invited. I've been moving to this mentality and for some reason worried it was mildly self-centered. It's a bit of a gut punch realizing how frivolous you are to some people, but when you get a better sense of who matters and being able to dedicate more time to them, that's always a good feeling too. If you like a girl, then ask her out and let her know you are interested, and if she doesn't see you in that way, then politely accept it and please spare yourself and leave. Mental health is important. Your future self will thank you. Note: thank you so much everyone for taking time out and reading the comment and giving your valuable inputs on it. This is my first comment, and it feels good to be heard. I have edited my comment to include suggestions given by all of you. To add, Confessing feelings is almost a sure way to scare someone off. Ask them out on a date. Allow feelings to develop organically. Confessing imbalances the friendship and creates awkwardness by putting them on the spot. Most young men don't seem to realize that big confessions are a major no-no. Even if a woman likes someone, that's a really intense energy to bring to the beginning of a relationship. Not that men shouldn't be honest or vulnerable, but waiting until those feelings are really big and then dumping them all on someone at once can be a lot for someone to deal with when they thought you were just friends. If you're developing feelings for someone, tell them you like them and ask them out before it starts to weigh on you. That's smaller and means you don't have to sit on those emotions for a long time. If the answer is no, you can stop early and never put that much weight on your shoulders in the first place. Thought you were just friends. That is exactly why when I hit on a woman, I'm straight up about my intentions. I ask, are you single? And do you think I'm good looking? Too many men think they need to be friends first. That is actually a surefire way to friendzone yourself. It's important to set the terms of engagement immediately. We're not going to be friends. We're going to be lovers. That's an entirely different relationship, but too many guys do not understand that, and will even fight to the death to argue why they think friendship should come first. Anything is possible, but if you're single and looking for friends when what you really want is a girlfriend, that's just nice guy manipulation incel behavior, and you're going to be very upset when she tells you she only wants to be friends. You wasted your own time, buddy. Much better strategy. People deserve to know why you want to get to know them. Doing everything right to make someone like you doesn't matter if you aren't honest about the nature of your relationship. The friend zone is not a path to a relationship. Don't pretend to be her friend just because you hope she will date you. Be honest about your intentions. And do the hard thing and cut contact if it's not reciprocated, even if they try to keep you around. It's tough to do, but will save you months of hassle and/or keep you away from situationships. Well, you just have to cut contact long enough that you are no longer emotionally invested in dating them. It is possible for feelings to fade and to become genuine platonic friends with them. Depends on the individual, of course, but the key is to know yourself and understand whether your friendship with someone is healthy for you or not. Remember, communication is a two-way street. Don't monopolize the conversation with your own stories and achievements. Ask about their day, their dreams, their challenges. Let the dialogue flow back and forth. Show genuine interest in what they have to say. It builds respect and rapport. If you can hold a conversation that's balanced and engaging, chances are you'll leave a good impression. After all, a solid relationship is built on the foundation of shared dialogue, not a one-man show. This or the opposite. I was talking with a guy who kept asking me questions, but when I would try and talk with him about his life, he changed the subject back to me, which made me really uncomfortable. Don't ask for a person's number, give them yours. That way, you're not putting them in an awkward position if they're not interested. And if you actually hear from them, you know they are probably interested in you and not just being polite out of fear. Dude, this is crazy because this is an amazing idea. It helps everything. Thank you for watching our video. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new releases, like the video, and leave your comments. Your feedback and support are very important to us and help us create even more interesting content. See you soon.